Do you love chili? We love chili. And I'm going to show a recipe that is so fast, so easy, and so delicious, you'll never go back to making regular old chili with ground beef again. Because this zesty chili has a little bit of chocolate in it, and it also has a lot of flavor. So I'm going to show you how to make a mushroom chili that's absolutely delicious. So the first things first, I have in here some red peppers, chopped red bell peppers, chopped red onion, a little bit of olive oil, some garlic I just put in there so it smells delicious. And now I'm going to put in 2 more ingredients. And so I have a can of black beans that I rinsed and drained. And then next up, I'm going to put in about 2 cans or 1 large can, 29 ounces of fire roasted tomatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat up just a little bit. Okay, so I've got my fire roasted tomatoes right here. I'm going to put those in. And there we go. Want to get all the goodies out from there. I'm going to stir this up. And then while this is cooking for just a moment, I want to tell you what I did before I even started sauteing the onions and the onions and the peppers and the garlic. And that was, I took a 16-ounce package of mushrooms. I quartered them and then I chopped them up fine in my food processor. Then in this same pan, I went ahead and sauteed my mushrooms with salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. And look what it looks like. When we make this chili, you're not even going to be able to tell that this isn't ground beef in there. So as this is getting lovely and warm and bubbly, I have some other things to put in. So we're making a chili, and you know how chili has all that body and structure to it. I have got about a tablespoon of whole wheat flour. I've got some smoked paprika here, about a tablespoon of coriander. I've got about a tablespoon of chili powder. I've got about a tablespoon of cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and some, did I say coriander? Yes, you'll see it all in the directions below. And I'm going to go ahead and put all of those spices right into my chili right here. And I'm going to stir them up so that flour is going to give it a little thickness. The cocoa powder is going to bring a little richness, as well as all of those delicious spices. So, isn't that interesting about the mushrooms? That a 16-ounce package, you know, that's the big package of mushrooms, could cook down to this amount. I'm going to go ahead and put it in right now. And I want to tell you a little bit more about cooking these mushrooms. And because I wanted you to be able to watch this without having to take a nap in between the segments, I went ahead and cooked those mushrooms. But, so here's the scoop. And you'll see in the directions that I say, do those mushrooms in a food processor, chop them in the food processor, at least in 2 batches. Actually, I did not use a really huge food processor, so I did mine in 3 batches. You're gonna heat your oil in a skillet. I use the same skillet here. And then you're gonna saute your mushrooms with salt and pepper. Now, here's the scoop. You know how people always say, oh, mushrooms have a lot of water? You won't believe how much water comes out of these chopped up mushrooms. And you know, the idea is to get them about the same size when you chop them as regular old ground beef. So you're also skipping a step, because in this you don't have to cook the mushrooms. Well, you have to cook the mushrooms first, but you don't have to, it doesn't take as long to do those mushrooms as it does for ground beef. So, oh my gosh, I wish y'all could smell this with all those spices, the chili powder, the unsweetened chocolate. And now normally I would let this go a little bit longer, but I want you to see this without it being a super long time for this video. So I'm gonna show you this, look at that, yum! And so what I'm gonna do now is, my last step is I've got about a tablespoon of lime zest, and the lime zest was from an entire lime. So I used the zest of the lime, and you know, when we use zest, we try to always get an organic lime, and make sure that you also wash it well. So that's it. That's the mushroom chili. I'm gonna go ahead and put some up in the bowl so you can see what it looks like. And then I'm gonna garnish it so you can see what the final chili looks like. And my two favorite garnishes are a little bit of cheddar cheese and a little bit of cilantro. So there is the mushroom chili. It's super easy to make. It's super delicious as well. I hope you make it. I hope you enjoy it. And until the next recipe, keep eating chocolate.